Shalom and good evening. Today is 131 days of the war with Gaza, and it is February 14th. The anchor says that up in the north has been a very hard day of battling. It's one of the hardest days that Israel has had since the beginning of the war with Lebanon. There was a barrage of rockets, precise rockets, in which a soldier was killed. Omer Sarah Benjo, 20 years old, from Gaza. She was at her army base when the rocket hit the base. As a response to this fatal barrage, there were airstrikes from the Israeli Air Force in Lebanon, deep as well, not only on the border. And the IDF is continuing to work all the time against Hezbollah, and the chief of staff of the IDF says this is not the time to stop. Roy Sharon is going to give some details about this. He says there were 11 rockets, Grad rockets, in this barrage. 2 of them actually hit specific places, while the 9 others they fell in open fields and injured no one. In addition to Omer Banjo, who was killed, there were other 8 injured, which one of them is severely injured. But they're saying the Iron Dome in Israel that's supposed to intercept these in the air, usually it's 93% success in that, and this time, it did not work, and the Iron Dome did not successfully intercept these. And these were precisely aimed to the military base in Tzfat. So yes, there is an escalation because a soldier was killed, but the fact that Hezbollah aimed an army base and not just civilians, they're saying that it's not that great of an escalation. It's still within the boundaries of fair fighting. But we'll hear the chief of staff in a meeting in the north while this was happening, what he says about the continuation of the fighting in Lebanon. Here we see Lebanon, and IDF is attacking Lebanon. Some of them were the direct location where the rockets were launched from, and other 5 locations that were not directly related to the barrage. And here's Benny Gantz, he's a member of the war cabinet, and he says, it's not just Hezbollah or other terror organizations, it is all of the country of Lebanon or the government of Lebanon that's allowing this to happen. And there's no place in Lebanon that we will not be able to operate in. The barrage happened when the kindergartens were full and schools were full. Here we see children in the kindergarten had to go out on a rainy day to be protected because they don't have a safe room in their gun. There are 34 kids. Many safe rooms are not suitable to live in or to go to. This is in Tzfat, and here's Tzfat's mayor calling the government of Israel, do not abandon Tzfat, do not abandon the north. We are asking to make the city safe. He's speaking specifically about safe rooms in the preschools, at schools, and in homes. Tzfat is not prepared for war like the settlements around Gaza, for instance. We're going to hear the chief of staff, Herzia Levi, and he was in the north when this fatal barrage happened. He was speaking to the heads of the municipalities just by chance on the day that this happened. He says, we are preparing for war, le milchama, batzafon, in the north. He said the fact that we, the IDF, is speaking with you, the heads of the municipality, it is very important, and that we will be ready for war. If Hezbollah can move away from the border without war, that is good. And the purpose is to bring peace, the purpose is to have safety, and we can bring the residents who have been evacuated for so long back to their homes in the northern part of Israel. But we hope we don't need war, but we will be prepared for war. Now, to another story, there's another delegation that's supposed to go to Cairo to continue to talk about a new agreement in order to release the hostages. The discussions are supposed to be between Israel and Hamas in Egypt, the mediator. Prime Minister Netanyahu decided not to send the Israeli delegation. Hamas is sending their representatives. Let's listen to what Prime Minister Netanyahu has to say about this. This week, he says, we have released 2 of our hostages in an outstanding military operation. Until now, we've released 112 of our hostages in a combined military pressure, together with a harsh negotiation. And this is the way we'll continue to release the hostages. Harsh negotiation with military pressure. And yes, I stand in this, that only when Hamas gives up their delusional conditions, only then we will be willing to talk. The next story is the families of the hostages that are in Hague now, and this evening they submitted an official complaint to the International Court of Justice in Holland. And here we'll hear more details from The Hague, from this reporter. She's saying around 100 representatives of the hostages, of the families of the hostages, arrived. Here we see them. We see the banner, bring them back home now. And they are submitting an official complaint to the court against the heads of Hamas, saying that they are doing genocide, they kidnap, they have been sexually violent. And they've also heard just this evening that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, is not sending a delegation to Cairo to try to negotiate to release the hostages. They are furious. They're saying they're asking to meet the war cabinet in the moment they come home, come back to Israel. And if that will not be possible, they will demonstrate outside of the military base. Here's Yoni Eshel, for instance. His daughter was killed on October 7th, and he's one of the 100 representatives in this delegation. And he says this cry is really to the international community. And they're just crying, bring them home now. They're afraid they are losing more and more hostages as they're perhaps being killed or just dying in captivity. Here's a grieving mother that says, she's reminding us that according to the international law, hostages are not supposed to be part of any exchange agreement. And we see, bring them home now. And we can call upon the Lord to set the captives free. You can use that hashtag set the captives free. And for more updates and videos about this, you can visit us at allisrael.com. Follow us on social media. Like this video if you liked it, and please share this with your friends. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.